on FM Hilo. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm really excited today. I have a special guest with me. His name is Dagan Bernstein. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful, thank you.
We're chit-chatting,
Yeah.
so it's fun. We're already getting to know each other, and the vibe is like really good.
Well, good.
Yeah, it's the weekend, and it's a sunny day.
It's a beautiful sunny day.
Dagan drove all the way from Hamakua to come here today.
Yep.
And so thank you so much for doing
No
that.
problem.
And so we're just going to do some talk story.
Perfect.
And then we're going to listen to some music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, from Waimea, more specifically.
Yeah.
You know.
Right, from Waimea. Sorry.
No, it's all good.
Oh, right. Yeah, you drove Hamakua side.
I drove through
sorry.
Hamakua side, but
I'm still getting to know the beautiful island.
Right.
For how long I've lived here. I'm stuck in Hilo all the time. It's my favorite place.
Hey, everywhere has their own little, even out here, people go, I'm from Pi'ihonua. Oh, I'm from Waikeauka. You're like, oh, I didn't even know there's all these like different levels. I thought Hilo was just Hilo.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'm like right in the heart of Hilo, so I don't have to know. I'm pretty sure it's just Hilo. It might not be, but
Right. Well, there's always,
another level of it or a different name.
Right.
But yeah, so thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
So I'm gonna go ahead and ask the first question.
Sounds good.
Okay, so I'd like to ask. Oh, sorry. How long have you been playing music?
It's kind of hard for me to answer that question. I feel like I've always been doing music.
Mm-hmm.
I was very lucky to grow up in one of those houses that had instruments all around the house. My dad played piano, and we had flutes and pianos and
that's so nice.
Harmonicas and just stuff around the house.
That is so nice. What a blessing.
Yeah, I feel really
grow up in that environment.
Very lucky. So
yeah.
I've always been making music with stuff, but in terms of
making noise. At first,
yeah,
anyways.
It was definitely not music. I can remember just like hitting on the piano, but
yeah.
But then I remember in third grade, I always think of that as when I first picked up the ukulele.
Right.
Third grade, Missy Keita's
uh-huh.
class down in Hononau Elementary.
So many of us can relate to that.
And playing the chords, and then there's like, you put it here and it makes that sound, and you put it there and it makes that sound. So that kind of, ever since then, it's like.
So was that your first kind of love of music?
Yeah.
The ukulele?
Yeah, started with the ukulele.
Nice.
And I remember playing third grade, fourth grade, and then I think I got my first guitar in fifth grade.
Okay.
I wanted something, I saw,
Fifth grade,
I got my first
ready.
guitar. I was ready to go. And my parents always supported it. Yeah, my mom got me a guitar, and I still have that guitar.
Oh my gosh,
it was just a $10
really?
garage sale beater.
Oh my goodness.
And through all these years, I've still kept that.
What kind was it?
It's just a generic nylon string guitar. And I've just always kept it around. I still have it. So.
That's so nice.
Yeah. So I kind of started the whole thing from 10 years old, and I've never put it down. I can't imagine like going a day without picking up something and just doing something with music. So yeah.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
But in terms of like real performing and like playing, in front of people, that was middle school when I did my first talent show, like the middle school talent show.
Okay.
I played a song in front of the school, so that was my first like time playing in front of people.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we'll get a chance to talk about that more too.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah.
And then, all right, my next question is, can you tell me if you can remember what year you? Okay, sorry. That's me. Just following along with the.
Use the script.
I'm using the script. No, yeah. Okay, so in middle school you started to perform.
Yeah.
And then can you tell me what your experience was like? Were you nervous, excited?
Oh, I was completely nervous. Oh, I was so scared, and I almost bailed last second.
Right. So you were backstage and you were like.
Well, backstage, I was in the bathroom. Yeah, it was just like in the cafeteria of the school.
Yeah.
And I remember as like they were reading through the names, and I knew when my name was supposed to come, and I just got super nervous, and I went to the bathroom and was like, oh my God, like, if I just ran and left, like, I don't have to do this, because I was so, you know, opening yourself up.
It feels like you have to use the bathroom.
The bathroom's a good place, just kind of, and I just remember like, okay, just do it, and if it's a disaster, then whatever, you just do it, just try it.
So you're in middle school.
Yeah.
But what age do you...
So this was like 6th grade, so I was, I don't know, 11.
Like 12?
Yeah.
11, 12?
Yeah, I'll be 11 years old.
Wow, you were brave.
Yeah, it just kind of, like the music just made me do it. I don't know. Yeah,
so this is nothing that like your parents talked you into, or like your teacher was like, hey, or...
Not really. I mean, there was like a guitar elective class that you could take. I remember there was like, 5 of us kids, and there was just some teacher who taught you basic chords, and they made the announcement, like, if you want to do the middle school, the talent show, to sign up. And
But it was like a no pressure thing.
No pressure thing.
And so you were just kind of like, I'm going to do this.
I'm going to do it. I signed up, and you had to like sing your song for the music teacher to like have it approved,
Right.
And I wrote a song.
Okay.
I like wrote this little song. I had my like little notepad, and I had my like song I wrote. And even then I was like, okay, I'll go and sing this song, and it'll be so bad that the teacher will be like, thank you, but we really, want to make sure
you were worried about what she was going to say.
And I remember I sang it, and I was done, and it was like quiet. And I was like, oh, I messed up. And she was like, that's amazing, Deegan. Please, you have to sing this song at the talent show. And I was like, wow. It was like, music can move someone, like emotionally. It was kind of, I didn't really understand it quite yet, but that inspired me to go to the next step with it and actually, be like, okay, I will
take yourself seriously.
Take it. Yeah, or to actually follow through.
Yeah.
Because I was still in the back of my head, like I said, like,
yes,
I'll bail on this.
Yes.
So it just kind of happened.
It's funny how people have that reaction, that quietness, and it does make you really nervous after a performance. But sometimes those are the very ones that hit people, and they just don't know how to react to what they just heard, because it was like, what do I say? Like they're like, oh my gosh, like I don't even know. They're just still trying to figure out how they feel.
Right.
Yeah. No. And then so good job.
So
okay. And can you tell us what song it was that you sang?
I only remember the first like 2 lines of the song. And I remember what inspired me to write this song. I remember being down in Kailua Kona town. This is like late 80s, early 90s. And I remember seeing a homeless person down there. And it was kind of the first time I really saw someone like sleeping on the street, being all dirty, and I remember having that thought, like, this is where this person like lives. It was kind of this like, oh, my little young mind processing that. And I went home and wrote a song, and the first 2 lines was, here's a story about a man with the blues. He has no home and holes in his shoes. Even though he might be illiterate, you can always help just a little bit.
Oh my gosh, that is so touching.
That was the first like part of the song, and it went on this whole thing. I don't remember what the rest of it was, or... It
would be great if you could piece it together again.
Right.
I'd love to work with you on something like that.
Yeah.
I not to bring up my stuff, but like, I have something kind of close to that.
Right.
If you'd like to look at it.
Totally. I just have that little piece, and that's maybe we can...
That's a beautiful,
bring it back.
Poetic...
Yeah,
moving. That's very poetic.
Right. I look back on it now, and I'm a teacher now. I work with kids, and I sometimes have had those rare moments with young students when they have these profound kind of thoughts, and it's like, it's kind of amazing what a young mind is capable of.
It is so interesting.
Right. So
it's just kind of like it's like when they have those moments and like you're sharing it with them, it's kind of like, whoa, like you're amazing.
Yeah. So I could only imagine what, I think that's why the music teacher, like now I look back and I'm like, wow, how crazy, this like 6th grade kid singing this song about a homeless person, like, she must have, you know, and I work with that teacher now.
Oh,
She's still at the school.
Maybe she remembers the words.
And maybe she does.
Maybe there's a
hey, there
video
could be like
or
maybe VHS from back in the day. There could be.
We'll ask people if we can borrow their video. VHS?
Right.
Play. What do you call them? The thing where you put the video in.
Right. The VHS player. Okay. I guess. Yeah. Clunk. Those big.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So, all right. When did you start writing music, and can you tell us what may have inspired you to write the first song that you wrote? Oh.
Right.
Oh,
well, yeah, that was kind of, that was my first time writing, and, you know, I always had like a notebook, and I was always writing ideas and songs and just trying to write songs. But
so it's things that you see. So you saw someone, and that was kind of like, and it seems like you were kind of trying to make sense of it too, because it was like you said, the first time you saw somebody in that situation.
Right.
And then so you kind of like wrote down how you felt about it.
Right. Yeah, I think for me, I've always, songwriting and lyrics was always about like how I felt and kind of an outlet. For that, I was always, you know, kind of a shy person and more introverted, like a lot of, you know, writers and artists and musicians are. So, you know, the notebook was always a place for me to just put my
words, thoughts,
exactly, and that was always through high school and through college. And I mean, I think a lot of that was not really great. I haven't kept none of those songs that I ever wrote from that time period do I still use, but I think it was all helpful in honing the craft of songwriting.
Right.
Because, you know, that's what songwriting to me is. It's a craft, and, you know, I just filling up notebooks and notebooks and notebooks of stuff, even as bad as it was still trying to figure out how to make it work and put all the pieces together.
Right.
And
yeah, I hear that a lot from other writers, that it's like a puzzle, and it's never like you write one song in one sitting. It's more like you wrote a piece here at one point, and you wrote a piece there at another point, and you take those pieces and you put them in different spots of your song. So
or unless
really interesting.
Then there's the rare, you know, songwriters talk about that 1 in a million where it just
happens
comes
all
out
at one time.
But those are like lightning in a bottle. I mean, usually it's this process of piecing it together. And then
even if it works like that, you still kind of might want to like have like a little line that you throw in later.
I think that's why you got to work it out. You got to play it, listen to it, and like, do those words sound right? And is the tempo of that right, or should it land on that chord? Or what if I tried this line, and does that really make sense in the story and what I'm trying to tell? And I mean, it's definitely, for my brain, it's like a total puzzle trying to piece it.
Just kind of like how you said, you use the word story. So would you say that like writing music is a little bit like telling a story?
Well, yeah. I mean, for my style of songwriting and the songwriters I look up to, I think it's, you know, telling a story. I'm most moved by songs that I listen to and that tell a story, or bring me to a certain place, or evoke a specific emotion, or through the characters or the wordsmithing, like, has a emotional effect on me. And that's what's amazing. In like 3 minutes or even 2.5 minutes, you can like really move someone, because there's just something about the lyrics and the music when it comes together that can be really, really powerful. And so I'm always inspired by those songwriters that can
change perspective too. So we're talking a little bit about that in class, and I'm kind of piecing together like So I'm taking a musical theater class, and so I'm learning a lot about like writers that started on Broadway long time ago in the 1900s when all the immigrants came.
Right.
And they were trying to make a living, and some had it harder than others, and so they had to write music and go on the streets and sing, and that's how they made their coins. So, and then what was my point here? Well, and then oh, I'm sorry. I wanted to, but I, related that with that as well, like their stories and how they kind of like had to work for their, music, kind of like, but they were going through certain things. And anyways.
Yeah. No, I'm totally with you. I mean, no, the song is, I mean, I can talk for hours about this stuff.
I know,
I'm fascinated with the way we use music. You can get into like the stories and like the role of passing on like culture and stories from generation to generation. I mean, I think as humans, we've always used songs to do that. So it's,
I know, it's such a magical thing.
It really is. I think people who connect with that in that mindset, I think those are the ones that should keep at it. It's an art form, like painting or sculpting or ballet or whatever. It's like when it comes together, like when I hear a song that I've never heard before and it like comes together, I'm just like, wow, that was cool, and I want to like study like how did they do that? Like how did that have that effect? And sometimes,
on me, like what is it doing to my
it's pretty cool.
Okay, so let's see. You wanted to play us a song, right?
Sure.
Was that right? Is that okay?
Yeah. No, that sounds good.
Okay.
Whatever's good.
Okay. So, what can you tell us what song you're gonna play, and tell us a little bit about the song before you play it?
Yeah. So, this song I wrote when I moved back to the Big Island. After I graduated from high school, I lived in Oregon and went to college in Oregon, and I moved back here, and I had broken up with a girlfriend and like moved out of this house we were renting together and moved back home, and it was kind of this whole like coming back home kind of thing. And this was the first song that I really felt concisely told a story. Like I remember just all through college I would write stuff and it would be like, what am I saying? It just didn't make sense. It was kind of, college, I was young, just kind of rambling stuff. But this song, I thought it really told the story about, falling in love and, breaking up in love. And I kind of, maybe that was like my real first like life experience that impacted me. That's probably what made it sound like a real song with a real story behind it. So the song's called Cascade Love.
Okay, I'm excited to hear it.
Way across the sea, where the cold wind blows, there lived a Cascade daughter with skin as white as snow. She was my blue-eyed lover, she was my shelter from the rain. But one day she up and left me, never to be seen again. And so each time I smell a flower, each time I feel the sun, each and every morning I'll be thinking of my Cascade love. Well, I had to learn the hard way, love can be a losing game. Sometimes you go into it and you won't come out the same. It was a cold December evening when I told myself no more. And so I sold my stuff, I packed my bags, 'cause I was coming home. And each time I smell a flower, each time I feel the sun, each and every morning well, I'll be thinking of my Cascade love. I was waiting there on the dock. I thought I heard her call my name, but when I turned around to greet her, well, nobody came. And so each time I smell a flower, and each time I feel the sun, each and every morning, well, I'll be thinking of my Cascade love. Oh yes, each time I smell a flower, each time I feel the sun, each and every morning, well, I'll be thinking of my Cascade love. Each and every morning, well, I'll be thinking of my Cascade love.
Good job.
Right.
You sound
Oh,
great.
thank you.
Okay, so awesome. How do you feel so far?
Yeah.
Well,
all
sorry,
good.
like sometimes I'm like,
Yeah.
don't know my questions by heart, and then
Hey,
I'm like,
it's
oh,
all
da, 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 da,
good.
and then it's alright. You've already answered it, but that's okay because we can go over it again,
Right.
just like how we kind of did, and
Yeah,
yeah.
all
So
good.
yeah.
it's
So
all good out there in Facebook land.
okay, yeah. Hey everybody. So yeah. So far so good, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you want to go get some more water? Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna let some songs play through.
Okay,
That's why. Right
Okay.
now, just like a couple, and then we can go back on.
right on.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Okay. No, pause this. Come back for some more.